What's up, guys? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about Quant. Quant is one of the strongest projects in the space right now. So they had an absolutely stellar run in this previous bull cycle. It's actually only about a quarter of its all-time high. And their CEO is getting out and about quite a lot, and that's a good thing. You do want a public face that's present a hell of a lot, because that's how you draw attention to a project. So I want to take a look at what Quant's doing and how they're doing it, and see what this can achieve in the next bull cycle. Before I get into it though, these are the first 26 coins that I spoke about on the channel. First 26 coins I held prior or after the 2018 cycle. Had you invested $100 into each of these when I released videos about them, and you were still holding that crypto all the way down, you'd still be in profit for 9.4K. If, however, you'd have sold those coins at the top of the market when the market was riding high, you'd have made 123K. That is the difference between cashing out at the right time and holding all the way down a bear cycle. If you want to see the coins that I'm buying up right now, because this is no longer my portfolio, this is nowhere close. If you want to see the coins I own, come check out Copy My Cryptos, where I share every coin I buy and every coin I sell. Obviously, right now, markets are down. So I'm not selling, I'm buying coins. I'm building my positions. I've got a nice portfolio and I'm looking to strengthen it. And then I'm going to add a few different coins, ones that I think can do the 50, the 60, the 100x gains. I'm narrowing down a few that I think are going to do the next sort of phantom run. When I find it, I'm going to be letting the members know, not creating some Udemy course. I'm just going to tell the members. So if you want to know what that is, go to the site. And if it resonates with you, I look forward to seeing you there. Right, Quant, $94 right now. Actually at lows of like the $40 region in June, or $50 region. Yeah, but yeah, 44. Since then doubled. Now, Quant, if you're unfamiliar, so Gilbert Verdian is one of the founders. He actually is the one that's out and about all the time, which is good. Like I said, I'll explain why that's good in a second. So the aim of Quant using Overledger is to bridge the gap between existing different blockchains. The backbone of the project is the Overledger network, which Quant builds as an ecosystem on which the future digital economy ecosystem will be built. Quant is actually fairly well positioned, particularly within the CBDC realm as well. And the second co-founder has served as special advisor on blockchain tech for the EU, the United Nations, and numerous central banks worldwide. Again, think about that. That is a good sign, because fundamentally, you do need to have solid connections if you're going to end up being the CBDC tech. Now, Quant, right, when you go onto the site, they talk about being the future of finance today, and unlocking the power of blockchain for everyone. They deliver interoperable ecosystems and real-world solutions that lower costs, enable new businesses, and mitigate risk. Or enable new business, sorry, not businesses, and mitigate risk. They serve banks, asset managers, other institutions, enterprises, and tech partners and fintech developers who also support them. And this is the thing, right? Right now, they are probably the strongest positioned in terms of the enterprise space. They've got an incredible team. They've got quality founders, and their tech is well ahead of any sort of enterprise solution that's out there right now. Businesses are going to start moving more and more into blockchain. That's inevitable. And Quant looks at creating value in capital markets, in payments, in digital currency, in insurance, in supply chain, in trade finance. And when you actually take a look at what their mission and on how they define their mission and values, I actually like it. I really think it's reflective of what enterprises need, is what businesses need, because businesses get hit left, right, and center. So the goal is lowering costs and enabling new business and mitigating risk. And they're working with companies all over the world now. One of the big things that they're pushing for as well is that Overledger is the go-to solution for both enterprises and financial institutions. They're also looking at interoperability, and I've spoken about interoperability, I think, 100 times plus on this channel. Like, that's key to success in the crypto space moving forward. So reducing cost and access and providing access to wider markets by deploying any app on any blockchain. That's the power of their single standard multi-chain API. And developing on Overledger without specialist blockchain knowledge is actually quite straightforward. So they are pushing for a strong future. And what I really like is that their CEO is just out there all the time. You know, he was out speaking alongside the Deputy Governor of the Bank of Canada at the Crypto and Digital Assets Summit in London in April. And the session that he ran the session that he was speaking on was CBDC leaders, how much global coordination are we seeing? And, you know, he was sitting there with people from Visa, people from MIT. You know, this was the Financial Times Summit. And the debate effectively is around CBDCs, and the debate around CBDCs, how they will work in practice, has been raging for a while. So he was answering his questions on this. And fundamentally, he's got good information to provide here, because fundamentally Quant and Overledger are perfectly positioned to be the underpinning technology of a CBDC, and they already share enormous ties with central banks worldwide. Now, CBDC or not, I don't want a CBDC. I don't like the idea of a CBDC, but I know that the tech that underpins the CBDC is going to be valuable. The cryptos that underpin that CBDC are going to be enormously successful, whatever CBDC is. Obviously, the golden one is getting the dollar. You know, if you're the tech that underpins the CBDC dollar, that's it. That's going to the moon. But even if you're the tech that underpins the euro, going to have huge success. And when you actually take a look at who Quant have worked with, again, really, really strong players in the game. And this is, and what they're highlighting as well is the value of a distributed ledger tech. So the DLT market was valued at $3 billion in 2020. It's expected to go to $39.7 billion by 2025. Why? Because it has the potential to deliver immense benefits for enterprises across every industry going. They want to work with as many partners as they can to help their customers generate new revenue streams, cut costs, and mitigate risk. And when you actually go onto the site, every single damn page, there's a button that says "Let's talk," and you get in contact with Quant straight away. Whether you're a financial institution, whether you're a supply chain, whoever you are, they are looking to grow as much as humanly possible, and you can only like that. You can only like that. And their ecosystem is growing. It is growing. See, let's talk straight away, and then takes you to a business contact. So in the developer program, they've made it easy for all developers to build apps that will run across any blockchain with their toolkit. Their partners, they're with LabChain, Oracle, Volo, Nexi, and Nanocorp. Their associations are the Digital Pound Foundation, the Hyperledger Foundation, Innovate Finance, ITSA, Future of Finance, and Inatba. I mean, by the way, the Digital Pound Foundation are going to end up being big players in whatever happens moving forward in the UK. So having them partnered shows that they've already got, again, made the ties that they need to push forward and develop. Quant, long term, look, fundamentally, Quant is got a pretty small circulating supply. That always bodes well. I prefer small and massive. They're only going, and 83% the max supply is out. Again, that's a good thing. So the fully diluted market cap is not that dissimilar from the current market cap. What can it hit? 400? Yeah, definitely. It can definitely go back to its previous high. This is a crypto that should be at least 4 digits in the next bull cycle. If we actually see a 100K Bitcoin, if we see a 10K Ethereum, there's just 4 trillion there in overall market caps. So Quant hitting, $1,000, we put it in market cap at 12 billion or 14 billion at the time. It depends on the distribution. Even if it's 14 billion, that is piss all compared to 2 trillion to here and there. So $1,000 is probably an enormous understatement, really, moving forward, because they are one of the best positioned for CBDCs, and they are one of the best positioned for partnering with the biggest financial institutions and the biggest businesses in the world. And it is a matter of time before most of these huge Fortune 500 companies start entering blockchain or utilizing a DLT, and they're not going to build their own. Why the fuck bother when you've got one that's already awesome? So Quant is going to take a lion's share of that business, and when it does, it's going to fly high. So $1,000 may well be an understatement at this point, but if Bitcoin hits the 100K, if Ethereum hits 10K, Quant should hit 1K, I would think. A lot of ifs there, though. What do you guys think? And do you think, so the reason that I like the CEO being seen, he's been interviewed in a bunch of fintech sites and then magazines as well, is that you need a leader, especially when you're working with businesses. It's very different if you're running a blockchain or you're running a DEX or something. You don't need to, but when you're working with other businesses, you need a leader to lead, to get the business in. And he seems like he's going to do that in a very effective way because he's making sure he is being seen. That to me matters a lot in terms of how they're going to progress. If it was an anonymous team, I don't think they'd get any business. But the fact that they've got, 2 prevalent founders that are out in the world, I think they get business. And that again ties into why I think long term they're going to have enormous success. But let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with my thesis on having a founding member that's prevalent, particularly when you're working with businesses? Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification so you know when new content is coming out. And guys, if you want to see the cryptos I'm buying up in this bear cycle, come check out Copy My Crypto. The link's in the description. I have been in this space for a while, obviously. The best calls that I made, obviously, was Phantom, where it was a Udemy course. I said it would 100x. It did a 677x. I'm looking around for the next big opportunity in that regard. I do think there are a few out there that could be absolutely magnificent. I'm whittling them down at the moment. But when I do find one, I'm not going to be going on to Udemy. I'll just be sharing it on my site. So if you want to know what that is, then come to the site, see the success stories. If the site resonates with you, and by the way, it's all verifiable because we're on bloody YouTube. then come join me and I'll see you there. Take it easy, guys. Bye.